Hey, what's up, traders? I want to walk you through technical analysis applied in real time. So what I'm going to share with you is a video I shared with my members only, but I'm making it public because I think everyone needs to understand how powerful this information is. So we're going to walk through how we analyze the market, how we call the most recent bottom bounce or bear market bounce, and then the trades we looked at that we said we believe is a good opportunity to go bullish. And I want you to look at the date of the video. And I also want you to look at what happened in the days following. You'll see that the market turned around and moved really big. And ask yourself, could you use this type of expert analysis? Could you use this type of second set of eyes on your trades, on your investments? Let's get into the video.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jason Brown here, coming to you live from, I'm in Florida right now for a conference, but I wanted to jump on real quick and walk you guys through what I'm seeing in the market since we didn't have an update Monday, which was yesterday because the market was closed. I wanted to give you an update today on what I'm seeing in the market. All right, so let's walk through this. I won't say real quickly, but I think the analysis is going to be super brief. I think I want to point out what you should be careful of. So first thing I want you to be careful of is we have this support level coming across right here on the S&P 500. So you kind of see where the market came down, hit right there, hit right there, hit right there, hit right there, and we came down and basically we hit again. We haven't broke through it yet, but what you want to be cautious of is we only have maybe this much more to fall, right? It could possibly fall to there. And if things get super bad, I guess it could fall to there. You could say, well, that's a long way, but that's very different from when the market was up. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Let me show you. That's very different from when the market was up here and we knew that it could possibly fall from here down to here and even further. So now we have risk to the upside. I'm not saying it's going to turn around and bounce tomorrow, but we have to understand what a risk is at. Risk is we could turn around and go higher, even if it's just right there, right? Now we still got the Fed that's going to come out and talk interest rates later this month. I don't know if that's going to push the market down or if it's going to push it up. It's anyone's guess. It's a coin toss. But the easy money has already been made from the drop. That was the easy money. Now the money gets a little bit harder, which means we get a little bit pickier on our entries, exits, and if we even want to take a risk at this level. I'm more inclined to wait, start to go into waiting mode and see if we can bottom out and then start to build a base, because then it might be time to go bullish and shut down all our put options. Look at the Bollinger Bands right here. Bollinger Band still open, but I'm getting a little concerned about MACD because you can see we've hit like the middle hump to where it may be time to start coming down. You see what I'm saying? You can see when we hit that middle hump, then we start to come down. When we start to come down, we start to round up and possibly go higher. You can see it here as well, kind of the middle hump. And then you got this kind of bounce right there. You did get smacked back down, but again, once you got to the middle hump, you can see we kind of turned and started to go higher. So I'm not saying we need to go bullish or buy calls just yet, but I am saying we need to be paying attention right here. And like I said, I think the easy money has already been made. Now, let's go look at some individual stocks. I'm not even going to look at the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones because I don't really care about those. I think the S&P tells everything we need to know. So let's go look at some individual stocks. Number one, look at Google, guys. For anybody who missed Google the first time, I think we're at a really decent area to consider a longer term buy and hold or a channel trade. But I really like this as more buying the stock. You can see the channel here. Bam, 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 boom, boom. We are right down here, and this looks pretty much like a doji to me today. If we zoom in, maybe we can see it a little better. That's about as doji as it gets down here at the bottom. Now, when we're channeling like that, remember stochastics. is the indicator that we want to use. And you can see when stochastics get down here and get oversold, we typically get a turn. It gets down here and gets oversold, we get a turn. It gets down here and gets oversold, we get a turn. Well, stochastics has hit and been oversold kind of twice. So if this pattern holds, potential, this is a good area to consider owning Google. Now, whether you do a call option or not, that's up to you. I really like owning the stock here or selling covered puts. The other thing you want to look at, other stocks, let's take a look at Visa. Visa is another one that there's multiple levels of support. So you got support right here, but then you also have support way down here. Now, is it going to fall way down here? I don't know. It's any man's guess. I think it's in the area where you can start to consider dabbling, and then if it falls more, you add to your position. So this could get very interesting, or we could wait till it gets absolutely down here if it gets down there, kind of like Google. Google officially is back down here near support. So I like it right here, right now. We just talked about Visa. Let's take a look at a couple of the other stocks I thought we could do put options on. We talked about AMD. This is now too risky to be holding puts on it because AMD is, as you can see, that's the all-time support. But if you move up to about right there, you can see where if we were to extrapolate this straight across, it runs right pretty much over here to this support right here. So I wouldn't be playing around with this to the downside. I think the easy money again has been made. If you took that trade, you can close it out, take your profit. Intel, this was another one we said we can grab put options on. It continues to tank. Today sold off even more. This is one of the ones on our trade trackers. So Intel continues to work. In fact, let me open up the trade tracker real quick and see if there's any stocks that I'm missing. And I know there's one more I want to talk about for sure, which is Microsoft. But let me go make sure we're talking about the ones we put on the trade tracker. So let's look at Walmart, ServiceNow, CRM. Let's go look at those. WMT. So here's our good friend Walmart. I don't think there's anything to do here. It pulled back to the 50-day moving average and is holding potentially a buy, but I don't like this chart setup the best. Let's look at CRM. All right, so our good friend Salesforce, you can see that volume is declining down here. Do you see this? Volume is declining, which leads me to believe the selling off is almost done, if not done, because the volume's declining and the stock's not really moving lower. And you can snap a line right here and you can see we're pretty much at a decent support area. So I really think, we need to be preparing to look for bullish trades and not bearish based on where these stocks are at right now and based on where the market is at. Now, anything could happen, but I think the risk is to the upside, not so much to the downside. Look at MSFT, Microsoft. Here's another one. Good company. All right. Back down here near support. Bam, you see it right there. Came down, hit, came down, hit, came down, hit, turn. It broke through, but turned. Came down, hit, walked back up. Broke for a second, walked back up. Broke for a second, walked back up. We are right here, right now, back at that exact same place. So I like this for a potential trade. Let's pull up ServiceNow and then Cisco. Let's see where those are at. ServiceNow, I've been talking about this one for some time, not some time, but more recently. Look at the double dojis near support. You got one right there, one right there. I like this stock. I like this channel. Low risk, high reward. So I'm giving you guys jewels right here. A lot of stuff that we can consider trading. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Things can change from the time I release these videos. We already went through CRM, went through ServiceNow. So those are all good candidates. Let me just check the trade tracker, make sure I'm not missing anything. We talked about Ross and MMC. let's just take a look at Ross stores because we thought that as a retail store it was selling off. Hasn't really done much for those who may be in it. If you look, we were looking at this kind of like this, but it hasn't really fallen out the bottom like we hope. So I don't like that as a trade anymore. But just to recap, let's go back through it one more time. The SPY, I think we got to be careful. It could fall more. It could fall more, but I'm looking at this level, and it's kind of holding for now, right? You had this day didn't want to break. This day, even though it gapped up, sold off, stopped right here. Today, even though it sold below, bought back up. So for whatever reason, this level is holding. Visa, one more time, down near support, but could potentially fall lower. I would wait or take a small position. Google, I think, is right here, right now, sitting at support. Beautiful channel. All we need is a confirmation day. Um, but this is an area where I would consider striking. Microsoft, same thing. Beautiful, sitting down here. Would love to see a green day or a doji first, but we're in the strike zone for MSFT. Then Intel, I think you can take profit on this when we put this one on the put option trade. If you took it, you're definitely making money. AMD, same thing. If you took it, you definitely made money. You shouldn't be greedy. You should be closing that out right now. And let's look at Target. That's one that we didn't cover that we said we like as well. Target hanging out by the moving averages, and as of right now, kind of building this short-term base. I don't know that this is going to come back down here. This might be all we get, but we'll see if this is going to turn into like a big cup and handle, kind of like, right, that's the cup, it's the handle, and then we go up. And if you draw a little circle like that, you can see it look like a little soup bowl. That's where the cup and handle position comes from. So that's what I'm seeing with the trades that I like and that I follow. Tesla, I'm just throwing this one in here for S's and giggles. I'd love to see Tesla come back down to the 238 area, which before it split, I don't know what that would technically be, like the 600 area. I'm not sure, but I'd love to see it come back down. Don't know that it will, but I'm also not willing to get involved with the stock right here where it double topped and it's starting to sell off. All right. So we got a couple things, ladies and gentlemen, that we should be paying attention to. Couple stocks that I think we can trade, but most importantly, if you're bearish or holding put options, I think you got to be careful right now because I don't know how much longer the put option party is going to continue. So let's see what the market gives us the rest of the week. Again, I'm out here in Florida for a week for FinCon, which is a financial conference. But I will be keeping my eye on the market. And if I see another update that I need to do, I'll see if I can make time to do it. But I at least wanted to get this out to you so you can be thinking about how you should be looking at this market right now. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway from seeing me apply technical analysis live? Like I said, this is actually a video we sent out to our members, but we wanted to make it available for everyone. Also, in the description, there'll be my phone number. If you want to text me and start a conversation about how we can potentially help you or any of the free resources we have, check the description below this video. Thanks for watching. Tag a friend who needs to see this. And remember, you never go broke taking a profit.